Hi friends, welcome to our channel. Today we are going to review the recent 2023 movie, The Covenant. This movie is rated in the US as R and is of length 2 hours and 3 minutes. The movie is about the agreement made by the United States with an Afghan interpreter in order to get his help to support a platoon deployed in Afghanistan. The movie visualizes the commitment between a team leader, John, and the interpreter, Ahmed, and demonstrates how much distance they both go to keep their commitments. The movie begins with the team of Sergeant John Kinley deployed in Afghanistan losing their interpreter. John, having a short interview, picks Ahmed to join his team.
Why he wants this job?
I need the money.
Don't disappoint and turn out to be a pain in the ass.
No, not me, sir.
They go on a raid which turns out to be a bust. With bad intel, John decides not to spend time and effort on bad targets, but gets the okay from his boss to go against unvetted targets. John's team captures the Taliban and extracts information from him. Ahmed, during the interrogation, goes against John by offering his own money to get an intel on the multiple Taliban hideouts. John warns Ahmed, "Don't ever override my authority again." But later he learns that Ahmed did not join the team just for money, but for revenge, as the Taliban had killed his son.
Money isn't the reason he wants this job.
The Taliban killed his son.
When the team plans to visit a location searching for Taliban weapons, one of the team members suggests changing the route, which John accepts. While the platoon is on the route, Ahmed suspects something is wrong and asks John not to proceed further. Ahmed warns John that the location is ideal for an ambush. He then threatens the person who suggested the route change and proves that the team member is a traitor. Even though John warns Ahmed, he understands that Ahmed has just saved him and his entire team from getting killed. In fact, in this scene, Ahmed corrects John that he is not a translator but an interpreter.
Stop the vehicle, Sergeant.
We don't want to go down this road.
You're out of your bounds, Ahmed. You're here to translate.
Actually, I'm here to interpret.
John soon realizes that Ahmed is able to read through lies being told by people whom he interrogates. John is then seen to have a video chat with his family. Next day, John's platoon goes to a second unvetted location about 62 miles north of their base camp to check on Taliban activity. Though the landowner of the mine tries to mislead them by suggesting they go to a nearby place, Ahmed tells John that the landowner is lying. On further investigation, the team confirms the location is indeed a major hideout of Taliban with lots and lots of weapons and inhumane activities taking place. When the Taliban commander is notified of the arrival of US forces at the mine, he sends a big wave of his fighters. John's platoon calls in QRF for support, but unfortunately his entire team, except him and Ahmed, gets killed before the quick reaction force arrives.
John, you have tallies approaching.
With Taliban fighters all around searching, both John and Ahmed run for their lives. The Taliban commander orders to capture them alive and issues a bounty. When the QRF arrives, they decide that the entire team is dead. Ahmed and John travel silently and only fight when it is necessary. When they rest in an abandoned house for a few minutes, John gets shot and caught. The expression on John's face while getting caught reveals a lot. Good acting performance by Jake. When John is imagining torture and death in the hands of the enemy, he gets saved by Ahmed. With John shot, injured and not able to walk, Ahmed decides not to abandon him but to carry him to safety. Ahmed travels more than 100 miles to get John back to his base camp.
It wasn't enough for him to carry me across those mountains.
He undergoes immense planning and hardship in his journey. To survive, they get help from local people who are against Taliban. Ahmed gets opium from the travelers and gives it to John for pain. He even gives a ride to few Taliban fighters in a borrowed truck. These scenes remind us of struggles a soldier faces in the movie Behind Enemy Lines. This movie is a little different because it depicts the struggle of an Afghan who struggles to save the life of an US sergeant. When they both get to the base camp, John gets airlifted back to the US, but Ahmed gets abandoned. The US troops, however, do not fulfill their side of the agreement, which is to bring Ahmed and his family to US as refugees. 4 weeks later, John wakes up in an hospital and after an additional 3 weeks having recovered, wonders what really happened to Ahmed.
You still don't remember a thing.
I don't remember any of it. I only remember the interpret.
Taliban, having lost both John and Ahmed, out of shame, had included both of them in their top 10 wanted list. Both John and Ahmed get famous. John feels guilt as he is safe in US, but Ahmed had to disappear with his family, wandering and hiding from Taliban fighters.
3 weeks. This family believed you were dead. We owe that man your life.
John tries to get a visa for Ahmed and his family, but even after 35 days, he gets put into hold for long hours by the USCIS. John remembers everything Ahmed did for him. He meets his colonel and tells him that there is a hook inside him and he cannot rest until Ahmed and his family are safe in the US.
Everything all right, John?
No, everything's not alright. There is a hook in me. There is no choice.
Knowing well that he will be hunted, John decides then to go to Afghanistan and help Ahmed himself. In Afghanistan, Ahmed continues to be hunted by Taliban and he narrowly escapes many times.
Ahmed and his family are in trouble.
We can't intervene.
I am gonna have to get him out myself.
When John arrives in Afghanistan, he contacts a private contractor for assistance to extract his target. The private contractor Parker does not realize whom he is dealing with and asks John to go solo or wait for 3 more days. He asks John to call in once he had located his target. John goes undercover, meets with Ahmed's brother Ali. He then locates Ahmed and is very much pleased to see him alive.
If you can give me the location, if I can get him out of the country.
It's too dangerous.
Unfortunately, a Taliban informer identifies John and Ahmed. He informs his commander, who orders them caught at any cost.
Become very popular with the Taliban.
John's private contractor, listening to Taliban radio, gets to know that his client is the famous John and his target Ahmed, John's rescuer. He immediately dispatches air support. John takes Ahmed and his family in the back of a truck and proceeds to head to a nearby dam for airlifting.
You gotta adapt. This is what you got.
He faces nothing less than a Taliban army and fights them with what he has.
Block the tunnel.
At a point in time, he loses hope as they get surrounded by Taliban with no ammunition left to defend themselves. Fortunately, the air support sent by Parker arrives on time with big guns destroying all Taliban troops. The movie ends with Ahmed and his family reaching the US safely. The team has done an excellent job in achieving what they had intended. For viewers in the US, it is unavoidable to feel the guilt in the last scene when we get to know that more than 300 Afghan interpreters were killed by the Taliban after the US withdrew from the land in August 2021, ending their 20-year campaign. It is not surprising to realize that a hero for one side is the enemy for the other. It is also unavoidable to realize that in war, there are no real winners, only losers on all sides. The movie team should be appreciated for keeping up the pace of the movie from the beginning to the end. Overall, this is an excellent action movie that is considered enjoyable by those who are fans of war movies. Do remember to see the movie in theaters. We will see you again in the next video. Until then, keep up the spirits and please remember to subscribe to the channel. Bye-bye.